Hello friends, Beth with ThimbleHooks. Thanks for stopping by. So today I'm going to show you a cute little spiral granny that I made that I think looks like a little piece of Christmas candy. Just those little spiral candies. And your colors will line up with your corners. I just love it. See, I'm making a whole bunch of these. But when they all get together, it will look like this. And make this wonderful swirly candy pattern. We'll connect them a different day, as I only have 5. I don't have nearly enough to make what I have in mind with this, but we're going to make one of these. I'm going to use the same yarn. See, I made this one in pink. This was Karen Simply Soft, so it ended up being smaller than this, as you can see. This is Karen Simply Soft too, so they ended up being about the same size. And this one is too. But see, you can do any colors you want. I love this 4th spiral. I just think it is so cute. Took me a little bit to get it to be just the way I wanted it to be, but now it's perfect. So I'm going to show you how to make one too. I'm using Red Heart with Love, and this one is called Hollyberry, so it's a really bright red, perfect for the Christmas candy. And what is this one? Red Heart Super Saver, and this is just white. So a bit red and white. This time red and white. Shows a nice contrast on screen too. Now with my Karen Simply Soft, I was using a 3.5mm hook, and it ended up being, like I said, way smaller than this. I am still using a 3.5, even though this is much bulkier. They're both 4 weights, but this is a lighter 4 weight. Medium 4 weight, not all 4 weights are the same. This is a medium 4 weight, this is a medium 4 weight, but this one just worked up way smaller for me. So as long as you use the same hook all the time, it doesn't matter. Your squares are going to match. Use the same yarn, the same hook for everything. So there's going to be a color A and color B. I'm going to start with white, which I considered color A. And we're going to be making this. We start in the middle, so it's a magic circle. If you're not familiar with that, I have a very quick tutorial on how to do the really fast, perfect version of a magic circle or a magic ring. We'll put that right here, I think it goes. Maybe it's over here. I think it's over here. Anyway, just do a crossover like this. Turn your fingers, go under the front, grab the back, twist, and grab. Done. Easy peasy. Now you also want to have a stitch marker hanging around. I always use my stitch markers. Now in our magic circle, we want to put 8 single crochets. Let's mark that first one. Gotta mark the first one, especially when we're on screen here and using white. There we go, there's 1. We want 8. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we can pull this closed. Alright, there's our 8. We just put in the center of our magic ring. So we wanted our first very center part here to be all color A. Now I want to change colors. I'm going to add in red now. In order to do that, we want to go back 1. Just unfinish that last single crochet that we did and complete it with our red. So we're changing color, but it won't be noticeable in round 1 at all. Right here, that's what we want to make. Alright, so red would be considered color B. Alright, so we just fastened on our red. We want to carry this white because we're going to need it very soon. Very soon. So what we want to do is go into our marked stitch. Got to carry our white along, so just go under it and single crochet. 1 with the red and 2 with the red in that same stitch. And we want to pull that forward and finish our stitch with the red. I'm sorry, with the white, with color A. Okay, I'm going to move my stitch marker to my first red stitch now, so we can keep track. Then in our next stitch, we want to do our increase in white and carry our red along. So there's 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Finish your last stitch. Drop that one backwards. Finish your color, or finish that stitch with color B. Carry our white along. 1 single crochet and 2. Now finish that stitch with color A and do the same thing. 1 single crochet and 2, but we have to change colors. Now we're going to go 1, carry our yarn, 1 and 2, pull forward, and finish that last stitch with color A. And we're back to color B. Carry and bury our red. Finish this last stitch with the red. This is probably the trickiest part since we have to do our color changes so quickly. But each stitch just got 2 of each color. And there's our last stitch. 1 single and 2, but finish our stitch with color B. And isn't that just too cute? We're already starting to look like a piece of candy. So what you're doing is alternating every other one. Change your colors, but 1 increase in red, an increase in white, increase, 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 increase. Now we're up to 16 stitches. So round 3, we're going to do another increase. We're going to carry our white yarn. So in the first stitch we want 2 single crochets in red, 1, 2. We're in color B. And I'm going to mark that first stitch. And then the next stitch is just a normal single crochet carrying our white yarn, but finish our single crochet with white because that's the last stitch in this little piece of red. Now we'll do white exactly the same way. An increase, which is 2 singles in the same stitch, and then a single here, but we want to change our color. Finish our stitch with color B and do the same thing all the way around. 1, 2, there's an increase, and this one is just a normal single crochet and change the color by finishing this way. I'm going to do that all the way around. It's an increase and then a single crochet finished with color B. And here is my last stitch in round 3. We just increased from 16 up to 24. See, it's starting to look like candy. Alright, so round 3 is complete. I gotta go on to round 4, so we're going to increase from 24 up to 32. So our very first stitch in red will be an increase. 2 single crochets in that stitch. And then I'm going to mark that first one that I made just so we can keep track. And the next 2 stitches are just single crochet, and this is a single crochet with a color change. So I increased by 1 here. See? 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches instead of 3. So we're going to do the same thing. The first one is an increase, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And the next one is a single crochet. And the last one in white is a single crochet with a color change. It's the same all the way around. Increase, 2 in the same stitch, a single crochet, and a single crochet with a color change. And it's the same all the way around. I'll meet you back at my stitch marker. And here's my last stitch of round 4, single crochet with a color change. So we're back at color B. So there's round 4. We just increased up to 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, 8 little sections of color, and 4 stitches each. Moving on to round 5, I'm going to work into our marked stitch with an increase, which is 2 single crochets. And the next stitch will be an increase of 2 single crochets. Oopsie. So we did 2 increases in a row. We have an increase in the first stitch and an increase in the second, so we're already up to 4 stitches. And these last 2 will be single crochet 2 together with a color change like we did before. So we're going to go through, pull up a loop, don't finish the stitch, go under the next one, pull up a loop, change colors to finish, and pull through all 3. Now let's do that again. The first 2 are an increase. There's 1 increase, and the next stitch is an increase, and these last 2 are single crochet 2 together with a color change. And repeat. Do an increase, another increase, and a single crochet 2 together with a color change. Do that all 8 pieces, and I will meet you at my stitch marker in just a moment. Here's my last set. There's an increase and an increase and single crochet 2 together with a color change. Finish by pulling the new color through all 3 loops. That was round 5, and we're up to 40 stitches. Total all the way around, there's 8 sections, and each one should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 8 is 40. So round 6. It's very similar to round 5. We're going to start with an increase in the first stitch, and I'm going to move my stitch marker, and an increase in the second stitch. So there's 2 single crochets in the second stitch, single crochet like normal in the third stitch, and these 2 are single crochet 2 together with the color change. So again, that was an increase, 2 in the same stitch, an increase of 2 in the same stitch, a single crochet in the next stitch, and single crochet 2 together with a color change. Do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at my stitch marker. And here is my last single crochet 2 together with a color change. And this completes round 6, and we've increased up to 48 stitches all the way around. There's be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches in every color at this point. 6 times 8 is 48. Round 7. Okay, going forward, round 7, round 8, if you wanted to keep going and going and going and make this into a huge, like a big circle throw or something that would be really cute on the couch at the Christmas, or maybe a tree skirt or anything like that, you just keep right on going. The trick is the very first 2 stitches. Just like we did before, there's always an increase in the first 2 stitches. So there's an increase. We're working on round 7 now. We're going to increase up to 56. The second stitch will always be an increase. So there's 2 stitches in that one. And the last 2 will always be single crochet 2 together. Everything in between is a normal single crochet. So for this round 7 in particular, there will be 2 normal single crochets in between. And then our last stitch is single crochet 2 together with a color change. So then we'll do that one more time. The first 2 stitches are increases. So there's 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 2 single crochets in the second stitch, and these last 2 are going to be single crochet 2 together. Everything in between, which on round 7 is 2, are just normal single crochets. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and now single crochet 2 together with a color change. Finish with that color B going through both loops. And repeat that all the way around. The first 2 stitches are increases, the next 2 stitches are single crochets, and then single crochet 2 together. I'll meet you at my marker. And here's my last single crochet 2 together with a color change for round 7. So there's the end of round 7. We have increased up to 56. So there should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of each color after round 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each little piece, each little section should be 7 stitches now. Alright, round 8. We're getting close. We're almost done. And it's going to be an awesome square. So round 8, like I said for round 7, everything going forward now is going to be the first 2 stitches, 1, 2, are both increases. The last 2 stitches are single crochet 2 together. Everything in between is just a regular old normal single crochet. So we're going to do an increase here, which is 2 single crochets in the same stitch once, 2 single crochets in the same stitch twice, and this time there's our last 2. We're going to use those as a 2 together. So this round 8, needs 3. 1, 2, 3 regular normal single crochets. Now this is, and this last one is single crochet 2 together with our color change. And do the same thing again. The first 2 will be increases. 2 single crochets here, 2 single crochets here. These 2 are 2 together. Everything in between is a normal single crochet. So there's an increase once, increase twice, 1, 2, 3, and these last 2 are single crochet 2 together with a color change. And that's how it will be for every subsequent. If you want to make this larger, you just keep going. Doesn't even matter how many, if you know how many are in here. The first 2 are an increase, increase, increase. The last 2 are a 2 together, and everything in between is a single crochet. So I am going to finish back to my stitch marker, and then we can start on our corners. There's 2, the other 2, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet, 2 together with a color change. And here's my last reduction with a color change for round 8. There we go. Now we just increased, we're up to round 8. We just increased up to 64, so there should be 8 in each section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yay! So we have a total of 64 all the way around, 8 sections of 8. Alright, now we're going to start turning this guy into a square. Because right now we just have a big piece of candy. We're just going to turn it into a square. These will all be exactly the same with perfect corners. Starting on round 9, which is the start of making this into a granny square, we're going to slip stitch into our mark stitch, still carrying our white along. Slip stitch, chain 1, and half double crochet into that same space. I still like to mark it, especially when I'm showing people how to do things, so we can never lose track of where we started. The next 2 stitches will be a double crochet, 1 and 2. And the next stitch will be a granny cluster, 3 double crochets. Chain 2, and not in the same stitch but in the next stitch, not in the same one. We're making a corner, but it's not in the same stitch, it's in the next one. So we're doing another granny cluster. 1, 2, and 3. So this is still a corner. We're just working in 2 stitches to get us a nice square right away. The next 2 stitches are going to be double crochet, now we want a half double crochet in the next stitch and change colors. So yarn over, pull through, and change colors to finish this stitch. We need 1 more half double crochet in right there. The first white one will be half double. The next 6 will be single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we want to do a half double crochet to make this symmetrical with a color change. So there's yarn over, drop that, grab color B, and finish our stitch. Next one is a half double crochet. The next 2 are double crochets. And then we're going to do our little modified corner. In the next stitch we want 3 double crochets. And then chain 2. And then do that in the very next stitch, do another cluster of 3 double crochets. Alright, so I'm just going to stop here for a second and explain what I did so it's not too confusing. Started and got to our corner, so we're right in the middle of the red. And then in between corners, it was 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 6 singles, 2 half doubles, 2 doubles, and then a corner. The half double crochets are 1 in each of the red, 1 in white, 1 in the white, 1 in the red. So that will, hopefully those numbers will help you a little bit better. In between corners, we've got 2 doubles, 2 half doubles, and then two doubles and two half doubles on that side, and 6 in between. So we're going to finish that out. These next two are double crochet. This last piece of red is a half double crochet with a color change. So finish your stitch with color A. Then do another half double crochet in white. 6 singles. So we're making the flat edge of our granny. There's 6. And our last stitch in white is going to be a half double crochet with a color change. And the next stitch is also a half double crochet. The next two are doubles. The next stitch is a granny cluster of 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and go to the next stitch and do another granny cluster. 1, 2, and 3. So that was another corner, and we're going to do the flat edge again. So it's 2 double crochets in red, a half double crochet with a color change in red, a half double crochet in white, 6 single crochets in white, and our last white will be a half double crochet with a color change. The next stitch is a half double crochet in red. The next two are double crochets in red. 1, 2. Next stitch is a corner, so here's our cluster, a granny cluster of 3 double crochets. Chain 2. In the next stitch, another granny cluster. So this stitch gets 3 double crochets. Now we just have to finish this last side right here. So it's just like we were doing before. The first 2 are double crochet. That last red stitch is a half double crochet with a color change. The first white stitch is a half double crochet. 6 single crochets in white. And our last white stitch will be a half double crochet with a color change. So that was our last one, was a half double crochet, and we started with a half double crochet, so all we have to do is slip stitch this one together to finish that side. So that's our first round of making this a square. We have one more round left. It's all round 10, and this is super simple. Really, 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 really easy. Alright, we just did our slip stitch, so now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet into that same stitch and mark that stitch. And we're going to single crochet over to the corner, 5 single crochets. There's 1, 2, whoopsie, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm to the corner. The corner for round 10 is 2 half double crochet in that chain space, chain 2, and then 2 more half double crochet into that same chain space. So this time we are working everything into this chain space right here. We'll work into this one, to this one, and to this one. So now we want to single crochet all the way down. It should be 20 single crochets until you get to the next corner chain 2 space. So let's just single crochet times 20. Don't miss this little guy. Sometimes he'll hide. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, and there's 6, and now we get to change that color because we want to follow along with our red or with our white. So do the single crochets all the way down to the next corner with your colors matching up, of course, so you can keep your pinwheel going. We get to the last one. We're going to change colors. Go back to color B and single crochet. Don't forget to carry your stuff along. Your extra unworked yarn needs to be carried along all the time until you're done. There's my last one before it's a corner. Now we're in a corner. Our corner is 2 half double crochet, chain 2, and 2 half double crochet in that same chain 2 space. Now we're just going to single crochet down, again changing colors when it's obvious. Single crochet, carry your colors along. Now here I'm going to change color. And then single crochet down to the corner, and then there's my color change. There's a corner, is 2 half doubles, chain 2 and 2 half doubles. I'll meet you at my marker and show you how to finish this bad boy off. It's almost finished. And we have my last few single crochets. There's second to the last. Here's my last white single crochet. It needs a color change. So go back to color B and slip stitch into our marked stitch. There's our Pinwheel Christmas Candy Granny Square with perfectly lined up corners. These colors will always match. You mix and match the colors as much as you want to, but these will always line up. The corners will always line up. Just like this. And just like this. And wouldn't this just be spectacular in like a big Afghan? Throw it over the couch or your favorite chair for the Christmas. I love it. And we'll get around to joining these squares later because now I have 6. And we made an extra one now. We made one today. So now I have 6 instead of 5, but I need a whole lot more than 6. All you have to do now is finish this off. Finish off your red. Bam. The white has been carried. Bam. I will take out my stitch marker and just pull this through, tighten it. Okay, yeah, I do have a little bit of a knot right there that makes me sad, but my corners are going to be perfect, and this won't show anyway. It's going to be perfect after I have a great big throw. It's going to be gorgeous. You're going to love it. Gonna just love it. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for supporting my small business. Please subscribe to ThimbleHooks and stop back soon. Thanks. Bye.